Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. My name is Adam. I am the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. This is a special weekday stream of Franchise Hockey Manager, not a regular Wednesday night stream. We took off December 27th as kind of a break for us because it's been a while, but we're back now. And we're back with our Seattle Kraken franchise. Except for I have a confession to make. You see here, while we're still Fraser Crane, and it's still 2020, I made an error. I was cleaning out my saves, and I accidentally deleted my Seattle Kraken save file that we had been doing on the stream. So basically what happened was I have run the game back up to 2020. I redid the expansion draft. I made all of our jerseys nice, so we have a nice looking, the same thing, logo still in. We still have Greensboro General as our AHL affiliate, still have Atlantic City as our ECHL affiliate. But I also, because the new update was out, I was able to get so that the AHL realignment is in, the ECHL realignment is in. So everything is back better, but the main important thing to realize now is our team is completely different. So let's start at the basics. Right now, we're on November 2nd. We're currently 5-8-0. Our owner is very unhappy with that. So looking at our personnel, we had a bit of a change. So Chris Pronger is now our number one assistant. He's also our skills coach. We have Chris Knobloch coming in as our offensive coach. Mike Reynolds is our defensive coach. And goalie coach is Shane Clifford. So I feel we actually got maybe some better coaches. Hi CS, hi 312, thanks for coming out. And hi Dylan, 85. So we got some good coaches. We've added a ton of scouts from all over the place. Got guys scouting everything. We'll kind of see how things go. But let's take a look at what our team looks like. So currently, we have Connor Hellebuck. We signed him as a free agent again. The Winnipeg Jets actually let him go. He was contemplating signing in the KHL. Eventually, looking kind of the way how things were setting up, I realized I was going to need someone to help make sure we're over the cap floor. So we signed Connor Hellebuck to a 4-year deal for just a little over $7 million a year. The good part about that is he actually, in the 3 years since we simulated forward, he actually moved up to a 4-star ability, 4-star potential. So at age 27, Hellebuck's probably about as good as he can be. We also grabbed Malcolm Subban as one of our goalies from the expansion draft. He came over. He was previously with Vancouver, actually. Veteran leadership, we grabbed Matthias Ekholm. And trying to remember if there was anybody else. Jacob Silverberg as kind of like our oldest guys on the team. And then we went young, really young. So another guy from Winnipeg who we grabbed, who actually, again, went higher than was expecting, was Sami Niku. He was playing in the ECHL and NHL last year, kind of jumping back and forth. He's up to 3 stars. I think in the game currently he's like 2-star potential, so he went significantly higher. We grabbed Libor Hajek again. Dmitry Orlov we brought in on a nice little contract. Madison Bowie, 2-star talent, 3-star potential. Cal Foote we snaked from Tampa Bay as kind of a young up-and-coming defenseman. He's unhappy because he came to camp unfit, and we called him out in the public on that. We brought in Daniel Gunnarsson, I believe he was a waiver claim, just basically to be our 7th defenseman, and I'll talk more about that why. Other guys we grabbed Kyle Connor from the Jets. 3-star guy, former first-round pick. He had 37 points in 42 games last year. He did get hurt for a while. I figured he would be a good starting, possibly number 1 left winger. Gabriel Fontaine, another guy coming in. We got Brent Howden, Adam Marchation, We had 58 points with Florida last year. Isaac Radcliffe, we grabbed Christian Vesalainen. Only had 17 points in 80 games. I'm hoping he can actually still get higher than what he is here. Another Winnipeg guy. We kind of rated Winnipeg's roster a bit because they were the best guys available. Max Zimmer, brought him in just kind of as a depth forward. Jordan Eberle is our captain. He ended up playing with Toronto last year, and that's who we got him through the expansion draft. Had 45 points last year, and he's already off to 11 points in 13 games. So he is our #1 center. It's working out pretty good so far. Matthew Phillips, 36-point guy with Calgary. Jesper Bratt had 43 points with New Jersey last year, 11 points in 13 games. Again, good for us. Philip Chapelik, 2.5-star guy, 20 points last year. Hasn't got a point yet this year. Hopefully he picks it up a little bit. Alexander Nylander, we grabbed from Buffalo. I'm hoping he can kind of solidify our second line. Again, we had Silverberg come in. And then we brought back Tag Thompson again. He had 31 points with St. Louis. He was in the save before I accidentally deleted it, and he did fairly well for us. Looking a little bit further, if we look at our depth chart here, you can see, for instance, our goaltenders. We also grabbed Jacob Skarek from Detroit, 1.5-star talent, 3-star potential. And we signed Philip Gustafsson as our as another goalie to be in the AHL, 1.5-star potential, or 1.5-star talent, 3-star potential. And Maxim Zukov is currently in the ECHL. We signed him basically to give us somebody who was young and just a possible talent of the future. Question from the chat. Neely says, quick question about FHM4. Can I play as a team with a specific ECHL team in the past, i.e. the 1990s? Right now our historical mode only is the NHL and WHA, going all the way back to 1917. We have added non-playable minor league teams this year. It's something we'd like to do, but again, it's going to take literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours to research players, make sure teams, leagues are set up right. It's going to take a while. But it is something on the list of things we want to do. And I mean, we're always constantly working on some of that stuff. But yes, we are aware. So taking a look also at our roster, we can see we also picked up Logan Stanley, 2-star talent, 2.5-star potential. He's increased a little bit. Just good depth defenseman for us. Taken from Winnipeg. Again, I said we took quite a few guys from Winnipeg. We also picked up Luke Martin, a big, tall, 6'5" defenseman. We drafted Clayton Phillips, but he doesn't want to sign with us, so he's currently playing in the SPHL. Also grabbed Josh Mahura and Nicholas Milosh, 1.5-star guys. Just more or less project guys. Other notable names, you can see kind of the guys in blue are guys who are not on our team. So another Winnipeg guy, Jansen Harkins. He had 15 points in the NHL last year with Winnipeg. We put him on the AHL team. He's got 11 points in 13 games. Always good. Noah Gregoire played in the SPHL last year. Had 72 points. He's got 5 points in the AHL. I'm pretty happy about that. Dylan Dubé, Zach Gallant, Derek Gentile, and you can just see kind of the names we got here. Neely, I completely understand your question. I know it's something some people want to see, and it's definitely something we want to get to, but I mean, it's just one of those things. I always say, like, it wasn't up until less than 10 years ago the NHL was kind of split on how they had all their teams for the minor league system. So it's tough getting all that stuff completely organized. And so this is the way our team's set up. So you can see we're kind of a little bit all over the place. We're not as bad as probably it seems, but, you know, for not having any draft picks, we do have some guys who hopefully will show up and do some good for us. So our board confidence update, our owner is not happy with us being 5-8-0. He thinks we should be better. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we go through. Again, if you are new to the game or just starting out, tactics is something very important. We are currently playing the Torpedo and 2-3 system. The reason we're doing that is because in the release update, you can see the suitability factors. And we're sitting at a 5 suitability for the Torpedo attack. We're also for early, modern, and ultra conservative, but we're going to play something that gives us a little bit better chance at scoring with the Torpedo. And defense, we have the 2-3 system. Again, we are at 5 suitability for it. And we're working our way up, which is also part of what's going on. So you can see how our lines kind of have filled out here. I've changed the ice times a little bit, but we have Connor, Eberle, Bratt, Howden, Marchation, Nylander, Ratcliffe, Phillips, Silverberg, Vesalainen, Simmer, Shalopik, if that's how you say his name, I'm not sure. And both of our goalies are cold, which isn't really helping us at all. So there's not too much else to say. You can see here, if we look at our standings, we are currently last place in the Central. The good news is we're only at minus 10 goal differential. I mean, several teams ahead of us are worse. So that kind of tells you how well we're actually doing on the season. Just taking a quick look at the full league standings, and we're only in 28th overall in the league. So there is teams significantly worse. Just taking a quick look at the AHL standings, and you can see Greensboro, our farm team, is actually leading with only 2 losses on the year. So that's also very good for us to see what's happening there. In fact, let's just take a quick look here. Okay, they're playing ultra-conservative offense. Interesting. Good to know. And then in the ECHL, go back to our standings, we can see the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies are 9-5 through 14 games and are currently second in the South Division. So again, everybody's doing well. Gotta like that. Except for us. So we need to find some improvement. We're going to keep working on that. And so we got a game versus New Jersey here. Oh, one more thing. Since it changed, take a little look here at the history and see if this works. Alright, here we go. So we can see the Dallas Stars won the 2017-2018 NHL season, Stanley Cup. Carolina won the 2018-2019, and the Toronto Maple Leafs won the 2019-2020 Stanley Cup. So interesting, I guess, is the best way to say that. And so we'll continue here in New Jersey. You can see we're kind of lined up not bad. Our team's coming along. Hellebuck's starting. Our biggest disappointment, Hellebuck. I mean, 8 games played, only has 2 wins, 1 shutout, and has a save percentage of .886. That's not good enough. Send the game out, and we lose again 4-3. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try something crazy. So they were playing the ultra-conservative offense. I don't want to do that. What about our defense? Alright, instead of the 2-3 system, let's try the neutral zone trap. And see if we can change our fortune a little bit. And I'm just going to redo some ice times here. It's not always a good thing, and Jeff would tell you, you should never switch tactics during the season. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyways. Because what's happening right now isn't working. So we can see some of our guys are coming through. Martin Vesely is a guy we signed hoping he would be okay. He had 2.5-star, 3 potential, somewhere in there. He's down to 2-star potential now. We're just going to leave him in the ECHL, let him play, and see what happens. Not going to be too worried about it. Neely in the chat says, is there a way to have your computer sus assistant coaches assign numbers to players when they are added? Unfortunately, no, there is not an option right now. It's something we've heard, and it's probably something we'd like to change in the future, but it's not going to happen right now. You're just going to have to deal. It can take a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. And so we got a few guys on waivers right now. Taking a look if there's anybody who's going to be helpful to us. And doesn't really look like it. Connor Hobbs wouldn't be bad. 1.5 star, 2.5 star potential. But we don't have any scouting on him yet, so I think probably best if we just leave him be. And we got a game versus... Okay, here's a trade. Dion Phaneuf goes to the New York Rangers from Washington for a 5th round pick. Interesting move. Okay, so game versus Minnesota. One of our division rivals. We'll leave Hellebuck in net, sim it out, and we win. We shut them down 3-1. Alright. And you can see our scoring is kind of coming from everywhere. So third line's getting in there. Second line's getting in there. Love it. Big win for us. We're not about to get fired yet, but we were a significant drop. And we kind of need to turn it around some. And let's see, we have a storyline here. So Artem Anisimov falls off his roof. He fell off his roof while trying to shingle his roof with a friend. Oops. And so he's been hurt. How long is he hurt for? 2 to 3 weeks with a strained back. That is a rough go about it. And also why you shouldn't shingle your roof by yourself. Or only one other person. Should have had a few teammates with him at least. And so we got back games with Boston and Philadelphia. Let's take a quick look at the standings. Boston is in last place. Philadelphia is still games under 500. So let's put Hellebuck in for the game versus Boston. See if he can continue to build some confidence. Submit out and... Okay, we give him 45 shots, but he gets hot. We lose 3-2. Kyle Connor gets 1 goal, 1 assist. We take actually the lead. Sami Niku scores his first goal of the game. Awesome. Kyle Connor scores us to make it 3-2, but we are taking so many penalties. 18 minutes of penalties. That's no good. CS High 312. Yes, the Bruins are struggling. We'll take a look at the roster in a second if you'd like. And Dylan88 says, do you think Brock Boeser will win the Calder this year? I think he has a very good shot at it. John Tavares had his tooth knocked out. Huh. Alright, so taking a look at the Bruins roster, we said we were going to. Boston, Boston, Boston. So Tuukka Rask is still in net, but he's hurt. Bruised finger for a few days. Okay, just got it hurt. They have, a lot of ex-Vancouver Canucks. That might tell you why they're doing so bad. For Tannen, we got Tanev. And they're right up against the cap too, almost 73 million. They have Mark Stone. How did Mark Stone get to Boston? He was traded to Ottawa for Brad Marchand. Oh, it's an interesting trade. It's not a terrible team, but it's not really that great either. Alright, so game versus Philadelphia. We'll put Subban in, send the game out, and we win. Alright. 7-2 win. Strong. Nylander, Bowie, Bratt, Chabalik, Connor, Vesalainen. And we give up 2 power play goals. Well, that's not good. But we continue to play. Did the Canucks trade their whole team? We'll take a look at the Canucks roster next. Some teams are drastically different. Actually, you want to before we do that, let me show you Winnipeg, because Winnipeg is just like, I don't understand why they did this, and it's crazy. Okay, let me do this way then. The Winnipeg Jets have Henrik Lundqvist and Semyon Varlamov as their goaltenders. That is crazy. And then they are a mixed mash of a lot of other things. Morris, he's still there too, but Ehlers, Perreault, Brian Little, Jack Roslovic, Mark Scheifele, who just got hurt in real life, and I'm very sad about it. Patrick Laine, and some other guys they've previously drafted, like Jordy Stallard, Luke Green, Jack Glover. But the Jets are kind of hurting. And yes, I did update their logo to the Heritage Classic logo. Okay, we were looking at one to know about Vancouver. Vancouver has Calvin Pickard. Did I trade him there, or was that a different game? No, okay, he signed there as a free agent. All right. And Samuel Montembeault was their goalies. They got Shea Theodore, Marco Scandelo, Zadorov, Calvin DeHaan, Rasmus Dahlin ended up in Vancouver. I think Jeff would be very happy about that. Eric Pedersen, Sven Barchi, Sergei Mozikin has ended up... He played in Pittsburgh last year and went to Vancouver this year. He's got 14 points in 17 games. Not bad. Brock Bozer is still there. He had 74 points last year. Excellent. Brandon Sutter, Bo Horvat, Jake Virtanen. And Richard Panik is there as well. So I see they're not bad. They're just kind of a mixed mash. Some new guys, some old guys. I don't mind that. And you can see here too, I actually I made the logo maybe a little bit too big, but I actually don't mind it. CS High 312 of the Jets jerseys, Heritage Classic jerseys. I made the logo a little bit too big, but the more I look at it, the more I kind of like it. So I decided to leave it as it is. If you do want the logo or the jerseys, they are up, and I put them up in our mod section on our forums. And a few more things happen. Okay, good. Matthias Ekholm is thinking he's going to be back soon. That will be a boost to our defense. And so we have a game versus Anaheim, who is currently second in the Western Conference. We're going to sim this game out as well, playing against a very hot Aaron Doyle, who has a .952 save percentage. Not a good sign for us, but play, and we lose, unfortunately, 1-0. That hurts. I mean, not a bad game if we only lose 1-0. We actually outshot them, took less penalties, didn't hit as much. But one goal was scored with under 2 minutes left. That stings. So Ekholm should be back soon. Well, I guess we'll get him back in for this game versus Minnesota maybe, and help balance out our roster a little bit. so who's coming out then? Gunnarsson, I guess, comes out. Replace with Ekholm. The lines redo. Okay, play this game versus Minnesota. Leave Hellebuck in net. And we lose again 4-2. Man, we cannot catch a break. We were down 2-0 and then tied at 2-2. And then third periods, we are just collapsing. Dylan88 says, did they trade Thatcher Demko? Good question. Let me see if I can find out. He might be buried in the minors. Let's check Vancouver's depth chart. Well, he's not on... Although that name is amazing. Calvin Jet Greaves. Love that. Okay, where is Thatcher Demko? Thatcher Demko is currently with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He was traded for a 4th round pick last September. Interesting. Game at Buffalo. Put Subban in. Sum it out, and we win. Subban shuts the door. Only gives up 15, gets 15 shots against, makes all the saves, and we win 5-0. Awesome. Kyle Connor continues to put up points. Multiple points per game. Loving it. Baseball fan 500. How do you upload the 4566 hotfix? What do you mean upload? If you're meaning download, if you have the Steam copy, it should have automatically downloaded. If not, you just need to go to, if you have a non-Steam version, you need to go to our website, ootpdevelopments.com, click on community in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums, and find the FHM4 general section, and there'll be a forum post with a link in there. You just install it. Download and install it. And Dylan88 says, Vancouver is always trading their good goalies. Well, their goaltending they have right now is not bad. Montrembeau looks pretty good. I've had him in several games. I meant download and I'm in the Reddit. Not the Reddit. Hold on, I'll just grab the link for you. Of course, as I switch tabs and all this fun stuff happens. Of course, my internet's no longer suddenly doesn't want to. Okay, there we go. So we can see some improvements from our minor league team. Guys are converting into different spots, which is great. And all right. Game versus Arizona and Vegas. Vegas has below us. Arizona is 6th place, so we're going to play, actually, Subban tonight. Give him the start of the back-to-back games, and he loses it 4-3. Subban! Again, collapse in the third period, give up 2 goals late. Baseball fan, I just put a link in the chat. There you go. Sorry, it was taking me a while to get there. Game versus Vegas tonight. Hopefully we can do this. Actually, let's take a little look at what Vegas looks like. Vegas has Braden Shen between Alex Tuck and Jason Zucker, Cogliano, Henrique, Smith, Perron, Glass, Neal, Lund, Suzuki, Carlson. Justin Schultz is on their defense with Nick Hague, Ryan Ellis, Razin, Smith, and Barry. Nothing outstanding. And Anders Nielsen is their starting goalie tonight over Marc-Andre Fleury. And we lose again, 5-1. Man, we just can't buy a win. We get our only goal of the game with under 2 minutes left on the power play. Part of this, again, is because we switched defensive jackets. Baseball fan 500. And how do you get jerseys and logos? Well, the NHL logos are already in the game. If you would like to download more, you can do so on that link. Just go back out of the forum and there's a section called FHM Mods. At the top that tells you how to install. There's also a video I did showing you where to install or how you can put the stuff in. If you have further questions, please feel free to ask. Calvin Tharkov? Interesting name. Didn't know. Okay. So I am going to... while we're doing this... just going to take a look at our scouting here. We got guys all over the place. And I'm just going to take a quick check here and make sure that our mat... yeah, okay. I did set the scouting to our assistant. I thought I had... Alright. We will continue on. And someone picked him up. San Jose picked him up. I'm not shocked by that. Game versus Detroit. We'll leave Hellebuck in net, sim it out, and we win. We give up 39 shots. But Cam Talbot, who's with Detroit now, interesting, takes a loss. So we go down 2-0, 3-0 before we tie the game up at the end of the second period. And then score one almost midway through to take the lead, and we never look back. And alright, some more guys are improving. Left wing, right wing. So we were 5-8-0. We're now 4-6-0. Gonna need a few more wins here to try and help keep our job. Making it tough, though. Game versus Pittsburgh. Again, our lineup is doing what it should be. I'll put Subban in net for this one. And we lose 7-4. What? Kyle Connor scores. Alexander Nylander scores. Brat Jabalik. Phil Kessel, Lars Eller. I'm going to take this up to our defense not playing as well as it should. Which is surprising because we do have some good defensemen. I mean, Madison Bowie is a good kind of crease clearing defenseman. Cal Foote will probably end up being a lot like his father Adam, I would imagine, and have some offensive upside as well as a lot of defensive upside. And let's see here. Okay, Derek Stepan is out 8 months. Ooh, ruptured disc in his back. Tough break. Game versus Winnipeg tonight. And put Hellebuck in net. Played against the burning hot Henrik Lundqvist, apparently. But we get the win, 5-3. All right. At Captain Jack's Palace, 19,000 people pile in to see us beat Winnipeg. Down 2-1 after the first. We tie it up in the second, but go down 3-2 by the end of the period. But then we score 3 straight goals, including our last one shorthanded, to take a 5-3 win. Awesome. Just going to save here real quick. And let's take a little look at how our team is doing scoring-wise. So we're 25 games in. Let's look at our stats summary here. Kyle Connor is leading the way at 27 points. Well done, sir. There's a -3, though, but, you know, I'll take that. 27 points in 25 games. Jesper Bratt, 20 points in 25. Nylander, 19 points in 20 games. He wasn't hurt, actually. He got hurt at the World Cup. I forgot to put him back in our lineup, so he was out for the first 5 games, so almost a point a game pace. Good. Brett Howden scoring, Eberle scoring. Honestly, we're getting contributions from all over the place, so that's pretty good. You can't really complain too much about that. I think, though, we got to get Tag Thompson back in the lineup. I forgot he was hurt. So, who was not... We saw Mike Zimmer only got 1 point. We're going to scratch him and get Tag Thompson back in. Let's see. Create the lines. Thompson comes in. Awesome. And see if that helps give us a little bit of a boost. It's certainly not going to hurt us, that's for sure. $10, $15, and $5 as we end coming up through November. Actually, I'm kind of happy with this team. I feel like it's got a little bit more up and go than perhaps our last Seattle team did. But we'll see by the end of the time. Okay, game versus Calgary. Leave Hellebuck in net. He's got a little bit of heat. And we win, and he gains even more heat. Gets a shutout win 4-0. Howden scores. Ratcliffe scores. Kyle Connor picks up another assist. Marchation. Hajek scores. Sami Niku grabs another point. Alright. Libor Hajek has improved on defense. Even better. 11-15 for 22 points. We are slowly improving. Perhaps our defensive tactic of 2-3 was not as good as we thought it was, and the trap system seems to be working as we gain a little bit more confidence in it. We should be up to 2 bubbles by now. 2 out of the 5. We'll take a quick check here once the game finishes loading. And we should have a development report as well. And see if we can see if anybody's taken some good steps. So our tactics, neutral zone trap, we're up to 2. Just as I figured, that's good for us. Let's take a look then. Kyle Turris with the Nashville Predators, and Devin Dubnyk took home top honors in the league, which is too bad because, you know, Kyle Connor probably actually should have had that. 31 points in 28 games. I don't know. Kyle Connor's got to be close to that. And so we see everybody's going up. Always a good thing. And Bastion, 19 points in 27 games. Good, like it. Moody, 27 or 4 points. Okay, good. Calfoot, 10 points. Oh, good. He's hit 2.5 stars now. He was at 2 stars. So good to see him jump up to 2.5. And Kyle Connor's at 3 stars. It wouldn't surprise me if he's going to jump and beat that at some point. Beat his 3-star ranking. Vesalainen has gone up in his defensive reading. Vasilisi and how did I have a guy from the Wildcats? I didn't realize I had anyone in the QMJHL. Fairly vulnerable in the head, but history. Okay, he was a free agent, 19-year-old free agent. We signed him, and that's right, we sent him down to play in the Q, hopefully to build up his confidence. So it might only be a 1. We thought he was a 2.5 star guy. That was his potential. We see him probably more as a 1.5 star guy. Take a look at his scouting report. So he isn't in for the money, good thing, but his temper will get him in trouble. Likely slot into 4th line is currently is frequent visitor disabled. He's not physically strong at all. Probably not going to be a type of guy, but he was worth a gamble to give us just somebody who could be something someday. Alright. I don't mind that anyways. Continuing on versus Columbus. Leave Hellebuck in net because he's got some fire. But we lose because we give up 48 shots on net. And we only score 1 goal on our 26. We actually had it tied 1-1 at the end of 2 and give up 2 goals then. This 3rd period. That hurts. So we're 11th, 16 and 0, which means we're slightly better than we were. We're 6 and 8. We were 5 and 8 in our first month. 6 and 8 are up till we get our next update. Or 6 and 7, one of the two. Either way, not a bad go for us. Board confidence update. And he is very disappointed, even though we were 6, 8 and 0. And our owner confidence is less than 50%. That hurts. So is there anything we can do drastic? Take a look at the front office. Who's on the trade block? Anybody? Corey Perry, who we don't really need. Backlund, near... Nobody really notable who's going to help us. Who's an upcoming free agent? Rasmus Dahlin is an upcoming free agent. Try and make a play for Rasmus Dahlin. Vancouver has a weakness on left wing. Offer them Fabian Zetterlund. And Gabriel Fontaine. And who's a defenseman we could give up? Probably want a young defenseman back. Offer a Finnish defenseman, and what if we throw in a 4th round pick? It's a well-balanced offer. Let's offer it to them. What's the worst that happens? They come back and go, no? Well, might as well have a little bit of fun. See, if we could get Rasmus Dahlin, him on the back end would actually be pretty darn good with, I don't know, Bowie or even Foot. Niku. So coach report on new players. Martin Vesely is still coming along. He's down to 1.5 star potential. What is going on with this guy? 3 star down to 1.5. What's his scouting? Okay, so he's under pressure, and that seems to be part of his issue. So there's a potential to be a player in our league. He's just going to need time to get there. That's fine. We'll do what we can. Game versus Anaheim and Minnesota. 2 of our top teams, 38 points apiece. Play this game versus Anaheim. Leave Hellebuck in. He's on fire anyways. Send the game out, and we lose, giving up 4 goals. Down 4-1. That hurts again. Lots of penalties. Scoring power play goals, though, so still not bad. Jordan Eberle goes down with a mild calf strain. Oh, minor injury. Okay, that's fine. Means he can still play through it. I mean, you look at our team and you'd be like, this team's actually pretty darn good. I don't really know what we're badly lacking. So trade proposal from Vancouver is no way. I cannot agree to this, but it's close to being alright. Offer them the rights to a player we currently have. They don't want the... What if we change the 4th round pick into a 3rd round pick? No? And how about a 7th from 2023? No, still not good enough. So if I offer them Fabian Zutterlund, Gabriel Fontaine, the rights to Clayton Phillips, a 3rd rounder in 2021, and a 4th rounder in 2023, probably accept this offer. Okay, what if I add the 3rd rounder from 2022? Okay, probably accept that. Let's offer it to them and see what they say. Game versus Minnesota. Who got hurt? Oh, he isn't. Oh, he's game unavailable. Missed that. Alright, so that means... Okay, if you're going to be sad, I'm just going to send you down. We'll put Fontaine in for Eberle. And let the lines redo. Play this game versus Minnesota. Yeah, we waived him. We know we waived him. If he's going to cry about not playing, oh, we beat them. 5 star. 5 heat goalie, and we beat them 4-2. Big win for us. Marchation scores as he moves up. Niku scores. Gabriel Fontaine. Love it. Jacob Silverberg. Big win. Big win. And I think I hear Jeff being very angry that we're trading for Rasmus Dahlin. Basically because he's from Vancouver, but Vancouver gets some very good talent back and a couple of picks. We mortgage a bit of our future for this. I like this. We complete the trade then, and we now have Rasmus Dahlin. So the question is, who's coming out? Bowie's playing good, and I don't really want to take him out. So I guess the next logical guy is Libor Hajek. Can I send him down? I can. Let's send him down and let him play in the minors then. We will dress Dahlin, and let's offer him a contract. Yeah, we can do that easy. So we will submit a contract offer to him. While we're on this anyways, unsigned or upcoming free agents. We have a bunch of guys who are upcoming. Cal Foot. Oops, I do not want to shop Cal Foot. I want to renew his contract though. He wants a few million, that's fine. Not sold on Malcolm Subban yet, so I'm not really going to offer him one. Brett Howden's playing well enough. What does he want? 3.12. Yeah, that's fine. We have the cap room to make that happen. Logan Stanley's in the minors. I want to see if I can offer him something to stay happy in the minors. He seems to be okay if we offer him a two-way contract. Always good as well. Adam Marchation's putting up points. Why would we get rid of him? I will offer him more than his qualifying amount, but I don't think I want to offer him as much as he's at once. Okay. Not sold on Ratcliffe yet either. We'll kind of wait and see how that goes. Okay, we'll see if these guys sign. We'll go from there. Clear up a little bit. Which reminds me, I didn't put Dahlin in the lineup, so let's get him in before the next game before we forget to. And so we need to sign Rasmus Dahlin a number. He wants number 26. Fine. He signed. Logan Stanley has signed. Marchation has signed. Howden, Foot. Love it. Everybody signed and re-upped. Perfect. So we create the lines, and Bowie falls to the second line, Foot falls to the third. And I actually kind of like that better. We got some nice flow going here. Except for I forgot to dress somebody because I traded away one of my guys. Alright, so who's coming back? Eberle's not ready yet. Just advance one more day then. Actually, maybe we'll look at free agent center. Oh, Jordan Eberle is back soon. So we could just dress him. He's our captain, he's ready, but who would be the next guy up then? Might be Nathan Bastian. 21 points in 31 games. Makes sense. Dylan DeBay, maybe. Okay, we have some options. Let's take a quick look at Free Agency Center. We will, of course, take restricted free agents off. That didn't work, did it? No, try that again. Restricted free agents. Thought I didn't click it. And got like Old Man, Valtteri, Fipula. Ben Smith. Nobody really jumping out who'd be like, oh, we have to have him on our team. Landon Ferraro. Wouldn't be terrible. What does Landon Ferraro want? He wants a 2-year deal at $650,000. Okay, 1 year and just pay him a little bit more than minimum wage, and he's willing to join. Alright, 1.5 star guy. That's fine. Alright, create lines again. Let's redo my times. Both my goalies are on hot streaks. Also something good. Game versus New York here. Hellebuck goes in against Zane McIntyre. And we pull out another win. 3-1 win. Alright. Kyle Connor with another 2-point game. Look at all the penalties in the first bet. Holy cow. Kyle Connor picks up, 2 points, man. Dude is on fire. But we just lost, oh man, Matthias Ekholm was down for 2 months. Oh, Ekholm. Do we have anybody on the injured list? No, just Ekholm. So Gunnarsson draws back in. Man, that is... P-Wog shows me justice. Did the Wings Christmas miracle happen? Did Mr. T get traded? Actually, I think he might be retired, but I don't know for sure. Let's take a little look here. Alright. Detroit. Not seeing him, which makes me think he did retire. I mean, yeah, he retired. He retired after last season. He put up 66 points in his final campaign. 18 goals, 48 assists, so he definitely could still play. And he won the Marc Messier Leadership Award. So that's actually pretty darn good. And since we got that, got to reorganize the lines again. So Orlov moves up to the top pairing. Niku moves up and Gunnarsson slots in with Bowie. Alright. And we continue to fight our way up the standings. Not a problem, P-Log. We've looked around for several other things anyways, so. Sebastian Aho. It's a good game. Okay, and a weird bug that I thought had been crushed apparently was not. So I will make note of this. Because, as you know, if you fire a coach, he shouldn't immediately be rehired. Interesting. Game, Connor Hellebuck. And Hellebuck pulls off the win again. We win 4-3 in overtime. All right. And we move within 3 games of 500. Teg Thompson comes in, gets his first goal of the year, finally. Semi Niku scores. And who won it in the shootout? Jakob Silverberg scores. One of the only 2 goals. Along with Jesper Rat, who scored in the last possible second for us. Jordan Eberle's almost healthy. We're gonna push right to the Christmas break, or maybe to New Year's. I'm not really sure yet. See how we're doing. Peyton Krebs had a great game. 11-1 win. You're gonna have a lot of guys getting points. Wait, Connor McDavid, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points and 22 minutes of ice time. Well done, sir. Game versus New Jersey. We'll leave Hellebuck in. Sim it out, and we win again. 7-0 victory. We are getting some goals scored. All right, Teg Thompson scores again. Dahlin puts up his first goal, assisted by Thompson. All right. Niku, Silverberg, Bratt, Vesalainen. Teg Thompson picks up another point. All right. And we are clicking on all cylinders. Love it, love it, love it. This might mean that our job becomes a little more safe. We'll see how we do in this next little bit. And Eunice Corpse gets traded to Washington for Eunice. Siegenhalter. Tarasenko has 5 points in a 10-4 win over the New York Islanders. Man, lots of high-scoring games right now. Put Subban in net. Playing against former Winnipeg Jet Michael Hutchison, who ended up with the Rangers. Interesting. Did not know that's where he was. Simming out, and we lose 5-1. What are you doing to me, man? Subban, we were playing so well. And then you go out and throw out a clunker like that? Disappointing. Disappointing. Elias Pettersson keeps playing. Alright, good for him. Wait, was Pettersson the guy we traded? I'm thinking he was. Now I gotta go check. No, okay, it definitely wasn't him. Okay, what was the guy who I was thinking of we traded? Zetterlund. Okay, game versus Washington, then versus Vancouver. Vancouver is the 5th team in our conference. Washington was, what was that? 1 game above 500. All right. Go Hellebuck. Go Hellebuck. And he loses 2-1. Oh, man. Teg Thompson scores again. But we give up 2 goals within less than a minute in the 3rd period. And lose. Alright, Vancouver. Come on, Subban, beat your old team. You can do it. You cannot do it. You lose 4-3. Oh, man. We were down 2-0. Tied her up 2-2, and then gave up straight goals to go down Less than 2 minutes apart. That really burns. Every time I think we're doing okay, we just suddenly decide to lose a few games. Oh, you think you're fine, huh? You think you're fine? No. Lose. Lose them all. And some scouting came in. A lot of low-level guys. Still 5 games under. Mikko Lehtonen, 2-star talent, 2-star potential. On waivers. Pewak. Sounds like the Wings' last 2 years. Oh, that's harsh. But that guy gets picked up by Florida. Florida puts Max Lajoie on waivers. Game versus LA. Hellebuck, get us a win, huh? Win, and we lose 4-1. We score the first goal even, and then proceed to give up 4 straight goals back. Man. I don't know what to say. The team's playing, I mean, as good as we thought they could. Todd McLeod, who's now coaching Ottawa, is under fire. And we might be too if we can't turn this around. Kevin LeBlanc gets hurt for 5 months. That sucks for him. Fractured larynx. Games versus Nashville and Minnesota again. Minnesota has tumbled to 6th, and Nashville is leading the league. How nice. Put Subban in net. Submit out, and we lose, giving up 49 shots. We lose 6-4. I'm trying to think of what else to do, and I really can't think of anything. We picked up an all-star defenseman. I mean, if there was somebody who showed up who was amazing on the trade block, it'd be one thing. Coming free agents. Braden Point. Sam Steele. 39 points in 37 games. Nick Suzuki. 7 points in 35 games. Hypothetically, what if we did go after like Nick Suzuki? 3.5 star guy, 3.5 star. Hasn't really put up the points. We know he can. But he's playing limited ice time. Like he's playing 4th line minutes. Cody Glass is unhappy too. Okay, let's look at Nick Suzuki. We'll make a trade offer. They need a right-handed defenseman. Who's a guy we're not keeping? We're not going to keep... Okay, Max Zimmer's all whiny, so let's put him up. And let's put the right defenseman, they said, huh? We don't have a lot of defensive depth. I know. Oh, did I trade him? Oh. Okay, take it back. Didn't realize I traded him. Adding Josh Manhara then. I think this is a well-balanced offer. Alright, let's offer it to them. See what they say. Play this game versus Minnesota. Hellebuck's in net. Didn't mean to do that. We're actually going to go to the strategy and we're going to switch. Oh, no, we do want Hellebuck in net. Take it back. So we're going to sim to the end. And we lose 3-2 in overtime. Well, at least it was an overtime. That is our first overtime loss. First overtime point, in fact. And we hit Christmas Eve of 2020, sitting at 15, 22, and 1. Again, not actually bad, but just can't quite shake it. Vegas says no way. But the trade's close to being alright, he says. Close. I wonder if there's anybody they're trying to get rid of. I don't really want Griffin Reinhardt. And John Merrill. Alright. Toughest part is when you don't have any draft picks, what do you do? For a 5th round pick this year. So we send Manhara, Zimmer, and a 5th round pick for Nick Suzuki. Let's offer that again. And see if we can get a good... Thanks for coming, P-Wog. See if we can get a favorable return. So, wow, here's a big trade. Roberto Luongo and Vincent Trocheck head to Washington for Robin Leinhart and Hunter Shinkruk. Interesting trade. Christmas Day trade. Even though there'd be a roster freeze on, but... I would imagine if that did happen and the agreement had been made, Roberto Luongo would probably still tell you about it on his Twitter account. And Columbus picks up Jeremy Waugh. And our reaction, Vegas will do this trade. So we trade two guys who probably don't have futures with us now. And a 5th round pick for Nick Suzuki. Complete the trade. And Nick Suzuki, we want you in our lineup immediately. So who's coming out? Trying to decide. Okay, Kyle Connor's playing like a champ. Howard's playing good. Take Radcliffe out, I think. Well, you know what? Matthew Phillips is not playing that well, so maybe we'll just replace him. Just curious, if I didn't want to say renew contract. If I shopped him, what kind of offers would we get? Sebastian Monstrom, reject. Michael Gilden, reject. 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 Something happened and I missed one. That's okay, it wasn't worth it anyways. Islanders, Par Lindholm, reject. A 7th round draft pick, reject. We can get a higher pick than that. Eric Florchuk, reject. Michael Caro, reject. Danny O'Regan, reject. Casey Cizikas, reject. Okay, so it's going to be more worth just having him sit on our bench. So if we redo the lines, then we see Suzuki slots in as our 3rd line center. Yeah, I'm okay with that for right now. Try and get him a little bit more time. Game versus Calgary. Connor Hellebuyck's in net, and we lose in overtime again. Alright, 2-1 loss. $15, 22, and 2 for 32 points in the NHL. Which means we are narrowing in on the halfway mark. Quick math says 39 games through. Suzuki wants number 37, but can't have it. I would like to give him... He's going to marry Lemieux 66, and he's okay with that. Alright. Oh, I need to offer Suzuki a new contract before his demands go crazy. Oh no, that's not good. And Connor Hellebuyck goes out with a bruised collarbone. That's rough. So we're going to move him to the injured list. I'm going to offer Suzuki a new contract before I forget. I'm going to offer him 3.5 for 3 years. response. He seems okay with 3.6. I'm okay with that as long as he starts. Tag Thompson, why are you sad? Unhappy because of his ice time. So we're averaging over 11 minutes a game. I'll be pretty happy with that. And take a look. Okay, so we need to call up a goalie. Ugh. Alright, I guess we're calling up Philip Gustafsson. So Subban is up into our number 1. Gustafsson slots in at number 2. Good news is Gustafsson is on fire, at least for us. So that is a positive. He wants number 30. Go ahead, have it. Nobody else has 30 anyways. And Suzuki has signed his deal. And I hope he can come in and start contributing. And we have a New Year's Eve game in Seattle versus Ottawa. And we get the player poll results. So, what are players saying? Best skater is Connor McDavid. Ivan Provorov is the hardest shot. Nick Backstrom is smartest. Tom Wilson is toughest. Colin White is fastest. Best role model is Patrice Bergeron. Cleanest player is Sergei Mozikin. Toughest goalie to beat is Sergei Bobrovsky, who's with Edmonton. And coach you'd most like to play for is Mike Babcock. Boo. Boo. It clearly should be Ottawa. There's Ottawa. It clearly should be Fraser Crane, not Ottawa. This is what happens when you look at a different word and say something else. So we have, okay, Ottawa and New York. Let's take a quick look at the standings. Ottawa is very low. And the Rangers are kind of high. So we'll play the smart things. Come on, Subban, come through for us in this game. And he does. He pitches a shutout. We win 3-0. All right, including one empty net goal by the looks of it. Empty net goal. Suzuki picks up his first point. We score 3 goals in the third period to win. Solid. Solid win. That was a big win for us too, actually. Because it'll push us close to 500 on the month, I believe. And let's see. Edmonton Oilers' Connor McDavid is Player of the Month. And Mikko Koskikin of Nashville is a goaltender of the month. Hard to argue with that. And some big games. Development report. Everybody's going up. Vesely goes up 3 points. Alright, like it. He might finally be settling in. And some other guys playing. Alright, not bad. Game versus New York. Played this game. Subban's fitness is at 90. Got a hot goalie. Let's put Gustafsson in versus the Islanders. And his first game, he gives up 4 goals and we lose 4-2. Unfortunately. Not blaming him. Although all 4 goals were in the first period. Ouch. That one stings. Although we scored a 7 seconds left and we buy our second goal. Tag Thompson's out 3 weeks. Oh no, what does he do with running into the net? Alright, I guess this means Phillips is coming back in. So we'll put him to the injured list. Start off the new month with a loss, because of course we do. What else could we possibly do? Although I think this is probably where I will end the stream. There is a chance I will be streaming again tomorrow. If I do, it'll probably be tomorrow morning. I might advance this up to close to the trade deadline when we can make some more decisions about what our future is going to look like. So, let's see here. Some changes, draft evaluation, see who the top guys are. Okay. 4.5 5-star guys bouncing up and down. Okay, I like it. Michel Goulet is our top coach. Alright. Senators fire their coach. Board confidence update. He thinks this has been disappointing. Our last few weeks, team has played decently and is on the right track, so we're 5-7-2. He's concerned, but we haven't gone any further down, so that's also a good sign for us. Alright. We get to this game versus Arizona, and I will start making some adjustments. Again, I'll probably, do a little bit of simming. I'll try and get us simmed up to close to the trade deadline if we play tomorrow. If not, it might be Saturday. Alright. One more quick thing to do before we go anywhere. Just check the AHL standings. Greensboro is still in the lead, 29-13. Awesome. Who did they pick up for the goaltender? Oh, they brought up the other guy from Atlantic City. All right. And Atlantic City is... How's Zukov doing? Oh, he's doing... Oh, Zukov hasn't been playing. Interesting. That's okay, though. Practicing, playing good with the team. Ryan Reeves. Alright, Ryan Reeves is on Atlantic City. Awesome. Standings for them. They are, and I'm still in the AHL. Oops. USHL standings. We can see Atlantic City is leading the South Division at 26-13-5. Awesome. Good job. So what I'm going to do here is just let this game play out. And I will go over our rep. I'm just going to mute the sound for this game and play. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. Sometimes we do other streams such as this one. If you want to know when those streams happen, make sure you're following us on our Twitter page, which is @FranchiseHockey. You can also join our Discord. There's a link in our Twitter profile for that, where you'll get alerts of when our channel goes live. You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchisehockeymanager, or you can come on down to our official website, which is facebook.com. Or no, that is not right. Our official website is ootpdevelopments.com, and if you click the community button in the top right-hand corner, it will take you to our official forums where you can talk to us about Franchise Hockey Manager, MLB Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, or just about anything else you want to talk to us about. You can also find mods and, for instance, the images that I use for the Seattle Kraken, including the logo and the jerseys, as well as the other modified ones like Winnipeg I've put up. And I think that's about it. There probably will be, for those of you watching live right now, this video will be archived on our YouTube channel eventually, which is youtube.com/franchisehockey, or youtube.com/OOTP Developments. It'll be in the Franchise Hockey Manager Seattle Kraken video series, which will be slightly different than the first one because obviously it's a different team. But we'll be back again again, I'll probably be back tomorrow. Very good chance tomorrow morning. And you can see, just as we wrap up, we win this game over Arizona 4-1. We only got 23 shots on goal, but we made every single one count. And that is most important. We took a 3-0 lead in the first period. And you can't ask for much more than that. So, thank you very much, and we will see you all again very soon.